Hello everyone, JayPower here and welcome to mini guide number 3. This time I'm going to teach you sOs' Skytoss variation, which he showcased at DreamHack Bucharest against Jaydong. He did lose the game, but the build was very good actually. And if any of you guys have read my article about Skytoss, you know my initial thoughts about Skytoss. So this is going to be a sOs variation I've been talking about. If you haven't, the link to my article will also be down below. And yeah, this guide's gonna be on Skytoss, so hope you enjoy it. To explain the build quickly, you open with a normal Forge Fast Expand and get a fast Stargate. You open with a single Phoenix and get a voidray right after. With your Mothership Core and voidray, you get your third Nexus up. Right after that you get a second Stargate and a Twilight Council. While you tech to Storm, you want to make voidrays out of both of your Stargates. Seems simple enough, however, in the current metagame, the Zerg is going to put lots of aggression on you while you're trying to stabilize on 3 bases, with the exception of swarm host play, so you have to scout consistently to see what your opponent is doing and respond properly. That is what I'm mainly going to teach you today. Let's start with the build order. You open with a normal Forge Fast Expand. You get your Stargate right after your core is done, as well as double gas. Get your sentry at 36 supply, another sentry at 43 supply, and your Phoenix as soon as your Stargate is finished. After your Phoenix, you want to make a voidray right away and try to get your third Nexus up. If you can't, you want to make a Mothership Core and try to fend off the links that are at your third base. At 59 supply, you want to get another voidray, and that's when you throw down another Stargate. Get +1 and get a Twilight Council as well. After that, you add in 2 more gateways to help defend your third base. After that, you want to add 2 more gases on your third base. Get charge from the Twilight Council and start a Templar Archives. Once you have that going, you add 5 more gateways so you can support the extra economy. Even if you get your Nexus delayed, remember in what order you get your buildings. Getting the tech in time is more important than getting the Nexus up in time. With this build you have to scout your opponent a lot with limited resources, so use them well. Your first scouting tool is your Phoenix. Look for what units your opponent is making, see if the layer is done, and if so, try to find the tech. Use hallucination to fall back on if you lose the Phoenix. Don't remake it, you can't afford to spend the gas. Also make sure you use your sentry energy wisely. You need the force fields if there is an attack coming. Your second scouting tool is a 2 to 4 voidray poke at the 4th base of your opponent with the Mothership Core. You mainly want to force your opponent's hands. If he's banking a lot of Hydras or Miras, he will be forced to use them to defend his 4th base, else he miss out on an amount of gas income he cannot miss. Your third scouting tool is in the mid game with Salad Warpins towards his base. This build is very gas intensive, so you can spare some minerals sending salads around. Your fourth scouting tool is pushing out with some voidrays and or salads. You can pretty much do this at any point in the game as long as you have energy on the Mothership Core. The fifth scouting tool is to keep checking your opponent's upgrades. You can dictate what units he's going for from what upgrades he's getting. Your goal is to reach Storm Tech at 12 minutes into the game with a formidable voidray force. You are flexible into what you want to tech towards after that. You can continue to make voidrays and slowly replace your salads with Archons. This will deal with most Zerg army compositions. Against Foremost you want to add in more area effect in the form of Colossi. Against Miras you want to add Phoenix so you can deal with the harassment. Again, getting everything in time helps, especially with the tech buildings, so make sure you check every single game you play to see what tech you got too late. Your force fields will be tested when you're defending any aggression from the Zerg, and when you're being aggressive you cannot miss any storms, so having good micro will be rewarded with this build. Thanks for watching this episode of Mini Guides. Make sure to like and subscribe if you liked the video, leave a comment if you have any questions, and make sure to share it if you find it useful and think other people will find it useful as well. Down below you can find a link to the build order, to the replays and other first-person VODs of me playing this build. Really, if you have any questions, make sure to leave them below or send them to me by email or whatever. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching and goodbye. This week I will be teaching you about Stardust's fast blink in Protoss against Terran. He has been using this build for quite a while on his stream now, but more notably in WCS EU against Cass. He did have mixed results with it, but the strategy was to me very convincing, so I decided to make a guide about it.